it tracking Alpha? We're over here, we're over here. We're over here. We're over here. We're over here. It's supposed to have a face tracker, but the face tracker's not working at all. Come on, recenter. There you go. There you go. Okay. So Dash and me have been contemplating a lot, thinking. He's in a very serious mood. He just wants to get something off his chest. And I think he's figured out how to solve all the problems of the world. So what Dash is recommending is we need to have an agreed storyline. So what that means is we all need to figure out an agreed storyline between all of humanity, whether it's what kind of relationship do we want with our partners, what kind of relationship do we have with family members, what goal do we have as a society, how do we live as people. We need a common goal, a common vision, I guess, a common outcome. So what does that mean? It's actually getting really heavy. It's on my other hand. I'm gonna have to sit on the ground and make this video. Okay, let's try again. Okay. So, what Dash was saying was, let's just say, in any situation, we need an agreed upon storyline which has common goals in mind. And we need to, and the key to this sounds like the most simple thing ever, and why would this help the world? Because everyone already knows this, is we need to be creative about our storyline. So, if you're in a relationship with someone, and in the past, you like to, the way you've grown up is a certain way you like, your parents grew you up, so that's how you you take a lot of that into your new relationship. And then your partner might do the same thing, and you're trying to merge two different stories. But rather than merge two different stories, make a new story between you two. And it's the same thing in politics, all the culture wars and everything. Like, everyone's saying the people in the past were better people, and now some people are saying no, the new way is a better way, get rid of the past, right? But the solution to all of this is create a new common story, a story where we're like, all right guys, you want the past, we want the future, but what do we all both want? We want inclusivity of people. We don't want people to feel excluded out of society. That's one thing we all want, right? So let's create a story based on that concept, if that makes sense. That's just so heavy. That's just so heavy. How much milk do you drink a day? I'm glad that you're heavy. One hand, you're very hard. Can you imagine we dropped you on camera? Not that I have dropped him off camera. So, this will solve all the issues of all of life. We could stop all the wars, we could have relationships go well, we could have politics of the different two sides go well, everything. You can just think about this, right? So what you got to think about, okay, think about a scenario in your life and go, okay, instead of saying, you're trying to make a sale, for example, instead of saying, this is my company, this is my price, this is the reasons why my company is so good, the client might come back to you and say, well, this is our budget, this is what we're willing to pay, this is what we think is fair. And both arguments are correct, right? But that's not the point. The point is, at that given moment, in that unique point in time, you have to creatively, as a human who's a creative, has the ability to be very creative, think of a storyline that meets both people. So you might say something like, well, what are we both trying to achieve? We're both trying to get this roof done. We're both trying to be fair about this, and so everyone wins. And what will that look like? So that will look like that, you know, something like this. It will look like everyone gets paid at this date. This is what the work looks like. This is the work that gets done. This is the things that can go wrong. And you agree upon a new storyline between each other. This can happen in your personal relationships. It can happen in your friendships. It's pretty much our current way is, this is all the ways that I can prove that I'm right. The other person says this is why I'm right. And then whoever has more leverage or power over that situation, you know, what the client can just say no. So they have more power. Or if it's a situation where the client must have that product in a medical situation, then the person that's providing the product has more power. So it's a power game, right? So let's think about this, you know, let's go back into our history as human beings. Our mutually agreed stories is our culture, is our religions, is all these things that we all mutually agreed on, and so this is the way we want to live, right? So that's what I'm saying, but all I'm saying is, in any given scenario, you as a human being, based on our current circumstances, as of this given unique moment, have to make up a new story, and both parties have to agree upon it. Once we agree upon it, then that's the foundation for who knows what can happen. Magic can happen. You know? So this will solve, you know, the left-right politics situation. This will solve, you know, every single scenario that we can think of. And what are scenarios? Like, let's look at, like, you know, the gun laws in America, for example. There's always fights in America about, should we keep guns, should we not keep guns, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? One side says we should definitely have guns because guns keep people honest. The other side says guns lead to accidental death. People carry the guns and kill each other, right? Both sides are right? But again, both sides have to now agree upon a mutually agreed storyline. The storyline has to be like, what are we both trying to do? We're both trying to keep ourselves safe. We're both trying to, you know, keep it out of bad people's hands. We're both trying to use the tool for what it's used for. What's our new story? You know, what's our new story that we create between each other? So the story might be like, the guns are here as a tool to help us achieve an outcome, and we really need to do everything we need to achieve that outcome. So we can agree on new laws, we can agree on limitations on the types of guns, we can agree on how to keep guns safe. I think this whole thing is, this whole situation and the frustration that Dash is like, I can't believe the human race doesn't know these simple things and could revolutionize the world. And he's really giving him the poopies right now. You know? I can spell it right from here. Oh no, I embarrassed him on camera. He's like, how could you embarrass me like that, Dad? How could you say that? Okay, he's not pooping. But he's really old now. He's like, has showers himself. He looks after himself. He dresses himself now. Yeah? Okay. Forgive me? So that's the story. The story is important. The story is important. So to recap, you are a creative human being. You can create new situations. We don't have to go back to our past thinking. We can create new stories. In any given moment, you can create a new story based on a mutually beneficial vision, mutually beneficial goal, mutually outcome. They're all the same word: outcome, vision, goal. You will then make a new story in any given scenario, and then the other people involved will say yes or no, or how about this, or add this, or remove this. So try it, think about it in any given scenario. What is your goal? What's the new story? Tweak the story with the other person or scenario or situation until there's a mutually beneficial story. And also, the key to all of this is, obviously what I'm saying is everyone's known about this for thousands of years. We are storytellers ever since the cave days. But what's missing is we're not being creative. We're just sort of remashing old stories, revamping old stories, saying old stories in better ways, having better ways to argue, getting better people to argue on your side. But we're not creating anything new out of thin air, like being so creative in the way that you deal with your partner and saying, hey, that's what we've done up till now, but what about this as our new story that we have together? And that potentially could solve all the issues. So let's try it. Let's try it in sales with a customer, let's try it in the company, let's try it with each other, and see what happens. Remember, it is creative thinking. And what is creative thinking? Creative thinking is not what I mean by creative thinking is I'm not rehashing taking something and then just mashing it all together and making something of it. I'm saying it's a unique thing out of thin air, that you just create something that just came out of magic, and you're like, where did that thing come from? Out of nowhere. That's what I mean by creative thinking. Do you like that, Dash? Okay.